Welcome to Cleared for Launch, the podcast built for high achievers, big dreamers, and driven leaders who are tired of overthinking, perfectionism, and procrastination, keeping them grounded. This show is packed with powerful tools and mindset shifts to help you take confident, consistent action, not just in your work, but in your life. Whether you're a small business owner, speaker, entrepreneur, executive, or someone with a bold vision and a heart for impact, you'll find clear strategies to get unstuck and finally move forward. I'm John Malora. For 15 years, I led test operations alongside NASA and elite military units. Then I turned my photography side hustle into an award-winning business. Now, as an elite performance coach, I'm sharing what I've learned to help you stop chasing perfect and start building momentum that lasts. If you're ready to break through resistance, trust yourself again, and launch with purpose, you are in the right place. Because you are cleared for launch. Prepare for liftoff in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My first Spartan race is officially in the books, and let me tell you, that was brutal. So a Spartan race is a grueling 3-mile obstacle course for adults designed to test your endurance, strength, and mental grit. There's barbed wire to climb under, water and mud to slog through, and heavy carries to conquer. It's really less about speed and more about sheer will. Oh, and by the way, it started with a 1-mile ascent up a 1,300 vertical foot ski slope. But what made it unforgettable was I didn't do it alone. I was surrounded by a crew of my gritty, relentless F3 brothers who pushed me through and helped me with every obstacle. But here's what most people don't know. I wasn't supposed to be able to do any of that. Because I was born with extreme club foot. My right foot pointed about 90 degrees inward. And I was in cast hours after I was born to begin correcting it. The doctors told my parents I would likely never be an athlete. But my parents, well, they never told me that. Instead, they took me to endless doctor's appointments. They helped me with exercises. They consoled me when kids made fun of my Forrest Gump-style leg braces and, unattractive brown corrective shoes. My parents let me fall. They let me try. They let me figure it out. They encouraged me to keep moving forward, and that's why I've never stopped. So thank you, Mom and Dad. Love ya. So back to the Spartan race. So this race felt like the culmination of years of quietly proving to myself that I could, that I wasn't less than. In the days leading up to it, I kept thinking about something my buddy Trent, who's a USAF Special Forces veteran and Special Forces instructor, shared with me recently during our conversation on the One's Ready podcast, which is linked in the show notes here. Trent said, most people don't wash out of Special Forces training because they fail. He said they quit because they're afraid they might fail. And that really struck me when Trent said that. I just always thought people just wash out because it's so difficult. And he said, no, man. He said, they're so worried when they hear it's going to get even more challenging, they don't want to fail in front of other people. And that hit hard. Because during the race, I realized I was scared, not of the pain, but of possibly failing in front of other people, of maybe proving those old limitations, the limiting beliefs I had right. But I showed up anyway. And every time I breathlessly approached one of those 20 obstacles, I did think about not doing the obstacle. I thought, what if I fail? What if my grip slips? What if I fall? What if I land on my back? That'd be embarrassing. But Trent's words echoed in my head, and I realized that I'd rather say I didn't make it than never know if I could make it. And guess what? I crushed every one of those 20 obstacles. So thanks, Trent. I owe you a beer whenever I get together with you. When I was on that course, and I felt like I had nothing left, something else kept me going. And that was something that Johnny L. Sasser, who's an author, former Army Ranger, and mentor of mine, albeit via Instagram messages back and forth over the years, Johnny shared this. He said, when they were just getting absolutely destroyed in training, he said, I eventually clued in that I just needed to focus on the next step, the next rep, and that's it. Don't focus on the next mile, not how far you have left. Just one more pull, one more crawl, one more just stumble forward. And that's how I got through that race, literally step by step, breath by breath, and gasp by gasp at some points. And the other trick, keep your eyes open. A lot of times we default to wanting to close our eyes whenever things are uncomfortable or maybe we're in physical pain. But Autumn Calabrese, a Beachbody super trainer, explained in a program that my wife and I were doing together, she said that keep your eyes open, especially during moments of physical discomfort, because when we close our eyes during that pain, it makes the pain internal and can make it more intense. We feel it more because we disconnect from the world around us. And science backs it up. Oxford University research found that visual inputs play a key role in pain perception. When your eyes are open, your brain is partially distracted by your environment, making the pain feel more manageable. This is also referred to somatosensory discrimination, if you're fancy, if you want to look it up. So even when I wanted to curl up and tap out, I looked up. I looked around at the other people pushing themselves. Sometimes I just focused on a pebble in front of me. That kept me going. That distracted me enough to keep moving forward, albeit maybe not very fast and maybe not looking real good doing it, but I was moving forward. So here's why I'm telling you this. Not so you think that I'm a badass, but so that you know you can do hard things too. That challenge in front of you, it might not be a Spartan race. Maybe it's starting the business. Maybe it's having the hard conversation. Maybe it's coming up with a plan and actually working that plan to eventually leave that job that's killing your soul. Maybe it's just saying, I love you first. Whatever your obstacle is, don't look away from it. Don't let the fear of failure keep you from trying. Just take the next step. And for the love of grit, keep your eyes open. Because the truth is, doing hard things isn't about being fearless. It's about choosing to move forward anyway. It's about being brave. Remember that formula, A plus B equals C. Action plus bravery equals confidence. Because when you do take action despite being scared, that's when your confidence increases. Because confidence is not a prerequisite for action. Confidence is the result of taking action and being brave. So if this message fired you up, and I hope it does, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Tag that friend who's doing hard things. Because trust me, those words of encouragement, they mean a lot. Or maybe share it with that friend who needs to hear this to start doing the hard things. Let's go, everybody. Get after it. Start doing hard things. Encourage each other. Onward and upward, everybody. See you next week.